From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
Threats shut down a local Bozeman park on Sunday. Right off the top, we have more on what those threats were and who is in custody.
A second assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. I'm Christian Benavides in West Palm Beach, Florida, with the latest on the investigation.
And Butte has received a federal grant to encourage economic development by improving historic buildings. We're going to take a closer look. Alrighty, it is 6 o'clock on this Monday morning. Jane McDonald and Matt Elwell with you bright and early. Matt,
Made it.
How was the weekend for you?
It was a busy weekend.
Yeah.
It was homecoming weekend. The kids in high school doing all their homecoming things.
Yep.
The soccer tournament. There was just so much going on.
You were busy,
and
Matt.
cross country was going on this weekend
Everything
too. So,
happening
man.
all at once.
Deep breath.
Yeah.
Early morning temperatures not bad. I think as we start off the day, we're pretty comfortable. A lot of 40s and 50s across the area this morning. We are keeping an eye on the potential some drips and drops. Nothing real heavy, but you can see some green showing up on our satellite and radar. Remember, we don't get a lot of low-level coverage, so these are most likely some decent sprinkles for the area as we're starting the morning, and the model's not picking up on that very well, which that stands to reason. But the afternoon, we'll start to see some better chances of showers and thunderstorms just kind of roaming the region. We'll likely see some of the heaviest rain in Butte during the late part of the day. I think we see a plane taking off there. Looks like our temperatures right now expected to be into the 70s with some afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms. I'm going to talk more in depth about that hour-by-hour forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Well, an Arizona man is in custody this morning after Bozeman police served a warrant on a car in the parking lot of the Lewis and Bark Dog Park Sunday afternoon. Bozeman police closed the area around Fowler Avenue and Rivali Street out of an abundance of caution. Police believed there were explosives in a car. 36-year-old Justin Wayne Hill was arrested after being wanted out of Flagstaff, Arizona. Arizona police had received reports of communications that were posted on school, government, and business Yelp accounts threatening mass shooting incidents. Bozeman police say they were able to remove any suspicious contents from the car earlier in the afternoon, and there is no threat to the public. And the Montana Highway Patrol is reporting a fatal crash just east of Bozeman Sunday morning. According to the MHP incident tracker, the crash took place on Kelly Canyon Road at around 1:30 Sunday morning. No other details have been released. And a second fatal crash, this one out of Beaverhead County, has claimed the lives of 2 people just shortly after 9 o'clock Saturday night. According to the Montana Highway Patrol, the driver of a Ford F-150 was driving westbound on Montana Highway 43 when it crossed the center line, crashing head-on with the driver of a second truck. MHP reports that both trucks were engulfed in flames. Both of the drivers were pronounced dead at the scene. MHP has not been able to identify either driver, and they do believe that speed and alcohol are suspected factors in that crash. Now, onto the national scene. The FBI is investigating what it says to appear to be a second assassination attempt against former President Donald Trump. The incident happened Sunday at Trump's golf club in West Palm Beach, Florida. Christian Benavides has the latest from the scene.
The FBI says it arrested a man after Secret Service agents saw the muzzle of an AK-47 style rifle pointing toward President Trump through shrubbery while he was golfing Sunday at his golf club in West Palm Beach.
Our agents engaged. We are not sure right now if the individual was able to take a shot at our agents.
A witness reported the suspect's license plate numbers to police. Within minutes, the FBI took him into custody without incident in a neighboring county. Officials say the suspect left a rifle, a scope, and 2 backpacks when he fled.
And there's also a GoPro on the fence there where he was intent on filming what was going on.
The suspect is identified as 58-year-old Ryan Wesley Ruth, a former North Carolina resident now living in Hawaii. He is seen here in a 2023 interview with the news organization Semaphore discussing the war in Ukraine. CBS News has learned the suspect has a criminal record and had personally been recruiting soldiers to fight in the war against Russia. He reportedly supported Trump in 2016, but at some point switched his allegiance. The Palm Beach County Sheriff says the suspect managed to get fairly close to the former president.
Between 300 and 500 yards. but with a rifle and a scope like that, that's not a long distance.
It was only 9 weeks ago that Trump survived another attempt on his life during a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. He escaped with an ear injury. The suspect in that case was killed by the Secret Service. The suspect in Sunday's incident now faces federal charges. Trump wrote in a fundraising text, "My resolve is stronger after another attempt on my life." Cristian Benavides, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
And Trump is scheduled to speak about cryptocurrency from Florida live on the social media platform X tonight. And President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris were briefed on the matter. And Harris said in a statement, "I am glad he is safe. Violence has no place in America." Now a little bit closer to home, 2 hunters shot and killed a grizzly sow near West Yellowstone last week and injured a yearling. Fish, Wildlife and Parks say the 2 hunters were in the Teepee Creek area when the sow grizzly charged them. The report says they shot and killed her, and they also saw 2 yearling cubs that then charged them, and they shot and injured one of them. FWP officials visited the area on Wednesday and confirmed the sow was killed, and there was sign of other bears in the area.
From how this looks, it was a defensive encounter for the sow because she had 2 yearlings with her. And the hunters shot the sow as she was charging at them, and so, from what this looks like, it was a surprise close encounter, a defensive encounter from the grizzly bear, which is normal behavior for bears.
Jacobson says FWP was able to confirm there was another injured bear in that area, but they were unable to locate it or the other yearling. Because this was determined a defensive encounter, no closures are in place for the area at this time. And Montana's Department of Transportation secured $71.5 million in federal redistribution funds from the Federal Highway Administration. The administration solicits requests from states that need additional funding for projects. These requests allow unspent funds from other states to have a use elsewhere. Montana has infrastructure needs that outpace funding 3-to-1. The $71.5 million will go towards repairing the state's aging infrastructure and building new bridges. A large portion of Montana's required match rate comes from the gas and diesel taxes, which have remained flat while construction costs rise. And Butte has received a federal grant that could help fund improvements to historic buildings and encourage economic development. The city was awarded a $750,000 National Park Service grant designed to fund improvements to buildings within Butte's historic landmark district. The city will be in charge of distributing this money to property owners who apply for it for the purpose of refurbishing income-producing buildings.
We want to see more storefronts occupied. We want to see more upper floors occupied. And a lot of our buildings, have boarded up windows. We want to see that go away. We want to see these buildings looking beautiful and be inhabited with happy people. And I think that, this can just be the little push that we need to get it rolling.
The city still has 6 months to set up the program before qualified property owners can apply for the funding. And Indigenous fashion is exploding worldwide, and now Montana is being felt as a major footprint on that industry. MTN's Diane Parker has the story of a Montana fashion artist and the impact that she's having on those looking for their big break.
Montana is playing a huge role in the recent explosion of Indigenous fashion worldwide, and one Montana woman has made it her mission to lift others in the industry up. Worldwide success on the runway from New York to Paris Fashion Week for many Indigenous designers can be traced right back to Cora Chandler, an Aani and Cree entrepreneur originally from Fort Belknap, the founder and producer of Big Sky Indigifest in Billings.
We want to provide a festival feel for our Indigenous people to come together and showcase their artwork.
Much of the art showcased on the runway on 150 models via handmade cultural couture and ready-to-wear fashion lines.
I started 3 years ago at this particular show. This show was the opportunity to start and launch my business. Since that first show, it's been a pretty amazing journey.
She just did Swaya in Santa Fe.
The models come to Montana from all across the U.S. to hone their skills.
If there's a slit in the leg, you go in.
Even break into the Indigenous fashion industry.
We had a free modeling workshop that hosted over 80 models from all over Turtle Island.
From the Native Max modeling workshop to the popular business symposium, it's an event launching careers, changing lives.
Cherry Creek.
A lot of our Indigenous youth are coming up and starting their new lines. Devontae Whiteman is going to be launching his first line here at the show, and we also have senior designers, and so we're providing that mentorship type and really wanting to, you know, open the doors and showcase all the work that we can do in Indie Country.
The opportunity Chandler has brought to Indian country nationwide has not gone unnoticed with her recent appointment to an important fashion collective based out of Los Angeles.
We offer the grassroots perspective because we're rural. I think it's important to bring our northern tribes to the table because we provide a lot of beadwork, a lot of our designs with the ribbon skirt. It's gone viral.
In Billings, Diane Parker, MTN News.
I just think it's really cool. Talk about making a mark.
I love it.
I do too. All right, before we head into a break, I wanted to share this with you. This is going to be leaving a mark definitely on this neighborhood in New York. They are starting spooky season off a little early.
All right.
Take a peek at this. This huge scarecrow. I don't think there'll be a bird within miles.
No, guarding the pumpkin patch apparently. And they have a tractor out there as well. Look at all the hay that they stacked.
Oh yeah, it's a big job for that scarecrow.
That is pretty cool.
He has got precious cargo that he has got to be looking out for and keeping those pesky little crows away. So I'd be shocked. As you can see, not one crow on the power line, not one crow on the house. I think that maybe is the new owl, you know, that they used to keep some birds away.
My big issue, we've tried to grow pumpkins and the deer end up eating the pumpkins. So.
Scarecrow, scared deer. We need to figure out something like that.
That's it.
I guess. All right, time for that break. We're coming your way. After the break, we're going to have a look at that forecast, your top stories coming at you. And just how does Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks manage wolves across the state? We're going to have those answers for you coming up right after the break.